damaging or distracting, at the very least, to your campaign at this juncture?
All right, something like this is always distracting and very disappointing, and I hope we can, by doing what we're doing here, put to rest the whole situation. But I would imagine that it does distract, and it keeps me from talking about the big issues and the not so big issues. But hopefully we can get this thing resolved and behind us and move forward with a campaign, and I'm confident that we can. Yes.
Are you going to have to work harder to campaign to get those votes for March 4th?
I think we have a lot of work to do. I'm happy that in the Washington primary and the other primaries, such as in Virginia and Maryland, those who call themselves, quote, conservatives, we were getting a significant and even a majority part of the vote in Wisconsin. I still have a lot of work to do to unite the party, and I'll keep working at it, and hopefully I can show them my conservative record, and we'll win enough delegates that will be necessary to secure the nomination. And I'm confident of the progress we're making, but I also respect Governor Huckabee's desire to remain in the race and for as long as he wants to. That's his right to do, and I respect it.
Senator, do you think this will have blowback against you and conservatives, your ability to attract them into your campaign, talk radio?
Well, I hope that all people, all Americans, will recognize that this is an issue that I hope I can get resolved and move forward, and I believe we are and can and will, and I think the American people are very fair in their judgment, and so there will be other obstacles in this campaign, I am sure. We all know that presidential campaigns are very, very tough, and so I intend to respond, and I intend to move on, and I'm confident that we will continue on the path to victory, not only in the primary, but in the general election in November, and I look forward to the debate.
Senator, you on the campaign trail at every stop talk about how you want to change Washington. Like you're a creature of Washington, but you say you want to change Washington. With this kind of story that really goes to the heart and perhaps contradicting the central theme of your campaign.
Well, Dan, I understand that, and that's why I'm so disappointed, on a story based on, quote, anonymous sources, etc. But, look, I have a long record. As I said, a 50-year record, a 24-year record as a member of Congress, and I'm confident that my record will be reviewed. There are many people who have dealt with me who are now stepping forward and talking about how fairly and objectively I ran the Commerce Committee and the leadership I've shown in many reform issues, including my opposition to earmark and pork barrel spending. So I'll be asking people to look at my entire record, and I think that will stand. But yes, this is a very disappointing event to pick up the paper this morning, actually to hear last night that this story was appearing after months of inquiries from the New York Times.
Senator,
yes, sir.
Can you tell us when your last communication or contact with Ms. Iseman was?
I think it was several months ago. I think I ran into her at some event. Yes.
Have you ever spoken to her about this story?
Oh, no. Yes, sir.
Now that you've learned that Mike Weaver met with Ms. Iseman, do you feel that meeting was unnecessary?
It's John Weaver, and I don't know you. I don't know anything about it, so I don't know what. Since it was in the New York Times, I don't take it at face value. So you'll have to talk to him about it. So, but I did not know anything about it, so I can't comment on it. Yes.
I spoke with John Weaver this morning, and what he said is that he did speak with Ms. Iseman, and what he wanted to tell her is that he was hearing that she was telling people around town that she had influence with you, and he was worried back then, just like it would today, that it would undermine your campaign, and that's why he went to her. Knowing that, did he make the right move?
I don't know, because I've never discussed it with John Weaver, and so as far as I know, there was no necessity for it, but that's a judgment that he made, so you'd have to discuss it with him. But I did not know anything about it.
Isn't that something that he should have discussed with you?
No, not necessarily. I'm not his, no, not that I would think. Anything else?